I'm muted. I didn't realize I was muted, but you know what? That's a regular occurrence here. I'm gonna start with some Mario Brothers and then play some Castlevania. Hopefully everybody had a good night, whatever you might have done. Hey, Sean. Here we go. What's up, Joseph Neal? Pardon me. Here we go. Excellent. Let's see if I can still beat this. I'm gonna try for a no death run, y'all. Oh, well, that wasn't a good sign. Mario Brothers 1 is a game that just never gets old to me. Bringing out the oldies, yes. Welcome, welcome. Mario 1 is a forever classic. Here we go. And boom. I've still never figured out how to get the negative world, but I should sometime. Oh man. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Thanks for joining. I'm going to go ahead and put a poll in here. It's a me, ADD. Hey, what's up, Chang? How you doing? Here we go. I should still be able to get through this. Pretty short stage. There we go. All right. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. We're going to play this and maybe one more short retro title. And then Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I need to play some Dead Rising soon too. I need to finish the rest of that. I've pretty much beaten the game, but now I'm on like an extended epilogue, essentially. There we go. Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. Today was a busy day, per usual. I'm quite exhausted from today, honestly. So busy. Josh Peppers wants to pull up the stars, dude. You rock. Hey, what's up, Bob Street? How you doing? Adam Harvey, welcome in. Oh, I'm doing good, dude. Thanks for asking. Just another busy day of Eli having meltdowns every 5 minutes. Good enough. How you doing? Oh. I tell you what. I got a question for you guys. If there was one sitcom, just a comedy sitcom, we'll keep it at that for right now. If there was one comedy sitcom that you could forget all your memories of, but remember that it was good so you could watch it again for the first time, what would it be? I've never heard of them, no. Interesting. Any comedy sitcom. It has to be a comedy. We're very, very specific here. Ooh. It would be cool to see Seinfeld fresh and new again. That's a good answer. Oh, that's awesome, Josh. Well, I hope you have a great time. I'll check them out, dude. Josh Peppers, can you send me to Discord like a hey Johnny Five, can you send me one of their most popular songs maybe? Ooh, Married with Children, that's a good one. Family Matters is a great one. That was a great show. That's such a great show. Mine would be How I Met Your Mother. Johnny Five, I just posed a question to the community. What comedy sitcom of any year would you erase from your memory but remember it was good so you could watch it again for the first time? Oh, Big Bang Theory. What a great one. Two Broke Girls as well. Two Broke Girls was good. I've seen a few episodes of that. How I Met Your Mother was so funny with the "Have you met Ted?" I liked 10 Rules for Dating. I think it was 10 Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter or whatever is what it was. I already did erase it. It's Star Trek. We're going for absolutely 0 deaths in this run of Mario. I was expecting a fireball to come up and hit me. T in Mario, nice. Ooh, Home Improvement was so good. Big Bang Theory was very funny. I was always a fan of the girl who played Blossom. Everybody Loves Raymond was funny. Yeah, I actually get reach over there, Dustin. Here we go. Bam. There we go. Hey, lurkers, did you know if you quit fucking lurking, you get a character at the side of the screen here? And you can actually choose who you want to be. All you have to do is type in !avatar and the name of the character you want to be. There's over 600 characters to choose from, so stop your damn lurking. Lurking's for Reddit. Are you a bunch of fucking Redditors? I'm just being silly at this point. But no, I really would like people to join in the conversation. Big Bang Theory was too repetitive in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Josh, I will be honest, I disagree with most of your opinions, but I think you're awesome either way. Can you explain how it was repetitive? Because I mean, almost every series is kind of rooted in a little bit of monotony, you know. Same people, different story. You know, there's always a little bit of monotony. Josh, I saw you pulled up the Starlink there, buddy. Is it not working for you? Fair enough. Fair enough. That's understandable. You know, it's not for everyone. I wasn't a huge fan of Big Bang Theory either. So I get it. I thought it was funny at times, but I couldn't get locked in for the whole series like I was How I Met Your Mother. You know, when I was watching How I Met Your Mother, though, I was going through a big breakup, like just like it was 2015. Just okay, Josh, no worries. Thanks, dude. Pulling up the star link doesn't help the reach. Now commenting does, kind of, but if you want to help the reach, definitely hit the like button, hit the share button, and just keep commenting and being awesome like you are, Josh. I liked the original 2.5 Men. Yes, I agree with that. Yeah, no worries, Peppers. I got locked into at one point into Rick Steves Europe. Interesting. Hey, how you doing? Oh, who didn't like Penny? But I didn't like when she cut her hair, though. Oh, awesome. Your mom falls asleep to the Rick Steves Europe. Heck yeah, Swags, welcome in. Yeah, Twitch is a lost cause, man. Twitch is bullshit. They only care about Call of Duty and Valorant, and you know, they don't care about retro guys. You know, with Twitch, basically, like, there's no reach whatsoever. I'm like so tempted to quit Twitch. I really am. The only thing that keeps me streaming on there is I know there's some people who get notifications on there, but I'm so tempted to quit Twitch. And anybody who watches on Twitch can just... Is that what you're watching right now, is Resident Evil? Yeah, I'm really contemplating just putting it down for a while. I think you can quit Twitch for like a year or less. If you quit it for less than a year, you don't lose your monetization or whatever. I don't know. For sure, exactly, John. Here we go. Just imagine this. If you're looking through a stack of movies, and on top of the stack of movies are the, 10 most popular movies. The 10 most popular movies out there to you personally, let's say. But it's on a stack of 100 different movies. Typically, most people aren't going to look through all 100 of those movies. Maybe some of you will, because I know there's some people who are going to be like, well, I'm going to search them all. And there's always going to be that answer. But majority of the time, people are not going to look through all of those movies. They're going to look at the first 10 to 12, see what's there, and pick one, because it gets daunting. That's how Twitch is with their reach and their viewership. Twitch basically... the way it works is the way you find people is you look up a game, Like, let's say you look up, you know, damn, let's say you look up, you know, not necessarily Moses, because there could be 1,000 people playing Call of Duty, and there's going to be 900 people who have one person watching them, and the most popular people are going to be at the top. Yeah, of course. I mean, anecdotal is cool. I've seen people do well on Twitch too. What's your point? The point is that it is on Twitch. If you're a smaller streamer. Oh, I've even had horror games do shit on Twitch, Jessica. I've tried everything on Twitch, honestly. I've been streaming on Twitch for 5.5 years. And you're going to have your most popular streamers up at the top, the top 7 or 8. People are typically going to check out, you know, and go with one of the top people, and then the rest is just a sea of zeros and ones. You know, you're going to have 90 people with 0 and 1 viewer, you know, 0 viewers, 1 viewers, and you know, it's nearly impossible to get found. And I mean, if that's the case, Moses, explain to me how I have, you know, how I make, you know, decent on YouTube and Twitch, or YouTube and Facebook, but I never get noticed on Twitch. It's because YouTube and Facebook actually have like somewhat decent algorithms. Motherfucker. So saying I've seen people do well on Twitch doesn't prove any kind of point. That's an assertion. You know, you've seen people do well on Twitch, cool, but that doesn't mean that, you know, like most people are going to do well on Twitch. You're going to have, and it doesn't matter what game you play. You can have, you know, 1,000 people playing Call of Duty and only about, you can have 1,000 people playing Kaizo, Moses, and you're going to have 980 people with 1 to 2 viewers, and the most popular people at the top are going to be who people choose to watch from. So, Moses, you'll understand once you've streamed for a few years if you start streaming. You don't understand right now. You don't really, you can research and you can go based off, like, you know, what you've seen, but that doesn't change the fact that what I'm saying is accurate. I've only been doing this for 8 years. I kind of, 8.5 years. I kind of know what I'm talking about. And I've been streaming on Twitch for 5 years. Sure, I understand. It's anecdotal, man. But I understand. I'm not telling you that what you see isn't incorrect, but at the same time, like, that doesn't make what I'm saying incorrect. You know, like, you know, yeah, of course you've seen people do well on Twitch. They're the, you know, they're the ones who get lucky. You know, they're the ones who get seen. So, I don't know. But anyway, I just don't like the way Twitch works. I don't like the way it works with, you know, the way you find people. You know, you type in Kaizo Mario or Super Mario World or whatever, and then you'll have, you know, 20 people at the top who have all the viewers and 90 people who have 1 to 2 people watching. And those people with 1 to 2 people watching are pretty much never going to get chosen, because no one's really going to take the time to scroll down and see everyone. You know, they're going to look for the first few. And, you know, it's things I've researched. You know, I've done a lot of research on Twitch. I've watched hundreds of hours of videos on how to get viewers on Twitch, and it's just coming down to being lucky. But also, I refuse to play Fortnite and a lot of Call of Duty and PUBG Mobile. So that's another thing is, anyway. But yeah, Twitch is awful. Well, right, but when you're putting arguments there like that, you know, it is kind of a disagree, you know, when you're, you know, saying, well, I've seen people do well over there. That's kind of it's kind of a disagreeing statement, which is fine. You're allowed to disagree. I like good conversation with a, you know, I can handle if someone doesn't agree with me, you know, that's fine. I know you didn't say I was incorrect, but at the same time, you know, kind of are saying that when you say, you know, I'm, you know, like you've seen people do well in there. Yeah, of course. I mean, I've seen people do well in there too, you know. So either way, I'm just giving my reasons once again, and I, you know, yeah, I'm just getting mad at Twitch, honestly, because of how hard it is to grow. Here we go, we are on 8-1. Anyway, just a little venting. Not any kind of serious venting. Just bitching a little bit. Bitching about twitching. Chris Frederick said, hey, Johnny. Minor ranting. Yes, a minor rant. Yeah, me and ADD have been having differing thoughts for over 8 years now. I'm still here. Josh, I love a good conversation where people can disagree and still be friends. But also, in your opinion, which is better, Twitch or the Talk? Oh, they're both awful. Well, so Twitch is actually okay. So Twitch is better than TikTok in the way that Twitch only takes 50% of your earnings, which is still a fucking lot. TikTok takes 62%. When someone donates $1, you only get 38 cents of that dollar. Unless you have a shit ton of supporters. The more supporters you have, the more percentage you get. You can get up to 90% of your earnings, but you have to have 500 supporters on there. The more supporters you have, the more of your earnings you get to keep, which I think is dumb. I don't think they should be able to do that. Like, I think it's wrong that they can take, you know, that they can take 62%. Kick sucks. I fucking hate Kick. Kick is bullshit. The only way Kick works is if you already have a following and you lead them on over there, or if you're doing some kind of in real life bullshit. That's the only way people are successful ever on Twitch, is if they're terrorizing people out there. In real life streamers who terrorize people are the only people who get views on Twitch, really. Or people who look at the people who are on Twitch. I mean, there was that one little shithead who wrecked his, you know, who was like streaming live driving in the rain and wrecked his car. I forget his name. Yeah, for sure. What was it? I forget. Oh well. Yeah, no. No, you're right. That's why I'm contemplating. Like, I just don't know why I have fear of missing out, though. Like, I have a fear of missing out on quitting streaming over there. Like, but I don't think I'm gonna. I don't think I'm gonna miss any. Like, I don't think there's anybody who watches over there that wouldn't come over to the tube. You know. That's right, Sean. Yes. Yeah. No, I will not. I will not. I hear you, why not? Yeah. I don't know. After Tetris, I'm going to move over to Symphony of the Night. So stick around for Symphony of the Night. There's a lot of people here on YouTube, though, who are lurking like a mofo. Who's in here lurking on the tube? You know, it's a proven fact that if you're lurking, you are indeed also twerking. If you're lurking, you're twerking.
Continuously One has donated 2 jewels and says continuously 1 cent star for 2 jewels.
Man, thanks for the penny, dude. Don't go breaking the bank. I promise not to spend all that in one place, dude. Holy crap. Oh man, this run is practically screwed. Holy crap. Oh gosh, there was nothing I could do there. Let's try again. Yeah, he was driving his car in the rain and like was driving like a major sports car and was reading comments while he was driving, and like before he crashed the car, he was like, I'm probably gonna crash this thing, blah blah blah, and then really did, lost control, and then was like freaking out and was more worried about, you know, like the camera than the people who were in his car who had just got seriously injured. Yeah. What's up, Chris? How you doing? He was. Yeah, right. And then yeah, it was bad. And then he would pick fights all the time, and then he would have his bodyguards like fight for him, basically. Like he always had big bodyguards, and he would talk shit to anybody, and then as soon as they actually started like coming after him, his bodyguards would step in. Like that's the kind of people who stream on Kick. I'm not doing it. And besides, another thing too is I don't need another document to have to worry about on tax season. You know, whenever you start, if you make over a certain amount on a platform, then you'll have to obviously have another thing to report, you know, and I already have enough. You know, I have, you know, Patreon and the book and the tube and sometimes Twitch, depending. Last year I didn't make enough to have to report, which was kind of a relief. Hold on. Yep. Well, the game audio is still there. Yeah. Yeah, I really don't like the talk, honestly. The talk also, like, anytime a troll comes in here and I'm talking smack to the troll, I always get in trouble with the talk. They're like, well, you've lost this for 10 minutes, you've lost that for 10 minutes due to, you know, this or that, due to saying this or that. And I'm like, man, like, this, do they even understand that I'm saying only things to people who, you know, it seems like the book and the tube understand, you know, like I can talk some smack on the book and the tube within reason and I'm not going to get, but the talk is so sensitive, man, like overly sensitive. So I don't really like streaming on TikTok, but I do it because Corinne was, I've been streaming extra on there because Corinne was like, hey, if we do this many hours, you know, we'll get put into a pool of donations that we can earn just for hitting these hours. And so I was just trying to help her do that, but I don't know, like, yeah, I'm just kind of, that's why if you notice I'm not live on there right now. I don't honestly really like going live over there. I guess this is not my night for Tetris. Dude, look at this. I mean, how long are they going to let me go and give me hardly... Oh, now it's going to give me lines now that I'm bitching. Okay. It's like Tetris can hear me. Oh, they do, Schwags. It's awful. Oh, yeah, I did pause the game. Thanks, Jessica. Jessica's perception is very high. And I'm not being a smartass. Honestly, one thing I look in a good moderator is perception. Like, how well can they pay attention to the things that I do with me not having to actually say what I'm talking about or what I'm doing. That's one thing I really like about, you know, I have some great moderators, but I really like that about Chris. Chris can kind of almost, it's almost like, you know, I have some really good moderators, so believe me, there's good things I can say about everyone. But it's almost like Chris can kind of tell what I'm thinking sometimes without me even having to say it, which is weird. I think Johnny 5 picks up on that too. A lot of you probably pick up on things like that. But that is one thing I look for in a moderator, is someone who can kind of pick up on what I may be, you know, thinking or doing, or can tell, you know, like kind of where I'm going with something. Oh my gosh, I am streaming. I am doing so terrible on this run tonight. This is crazy. That's okay though. Oh shit. Wow, I have been not, I've been being careless this time about creating, oh my god. All right. Okay. This is all in the dirt. I am Sesho Maru Jr. Yeah, you know what is weird is the Inuyasha the Inuyasha avatars are really oddly shaped, and I've never really been able to fix it, so I don't know. Punky, what have you been napping about? Tetris can definitely hear you in my head for sure, right? Seriously. Yep. The constant Twitch viewer. Here we go. All right, so we now have the water thing, which is what allows us to, as a vampire in this game, touch water without being hurt. Now how do I get that? Punk Sticks loves. All right, so I've basically beaten everything in this game, in the regular castle, and now I need to go to the inverted castle here soon. Ah, here we go. Ooh. Oh, damn it. There we go. Damn it, Beavis.
Incredible. Whoa! That's amazing!
Hey, Clat.
The coolest thing I have ever seen.
Fat Clat, if you were streaming and you had been streaming for years on a platform and you still always only get one viewer, like I've been streaming on Twitch for like 5 years. I've only been streaming on Facebook for 3 years, and it's exponentially blowing away the numbers on even YouTube or even the book. But if you were streaming on a platform for 5 years and you still only had one viewer after 5 years, would you even continue to put effort into that platform? I'm just curious what you would do. Okay, cool. I can get to the other part of the waterfall that I couldn't get to before. This is not it. Damn you, stupid frog. Stupid frog, you make me look bad. Man, these frogs take off a lot of... It would all depend on the time, money, effort it takes to set up the stream and run it. Like zero effort, essentially, to start Twitch, really. I barely, I don't know. Very little effort, to be honest with you. To run it. Mario Galaxy on Peacock tomorrow. Nice, dude. If it's been 5 years and you feel you can grow it, then all it takes for you to turn the camera on in game and away you go. Yeah, I guess that's the thing, is I just don't feel like I'm ever gonna hit traction over there. I don't know. I'm just curious what you thought. I always like your opinion. Oh man, wish I can get through there. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I'm thinking it might be time to... I don't know. Oh shit. No, 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 no. Oh my gosh. I have 7 health. Oh shit. Okay. All right. Put it to bed and put my energy to where the success is at, which is for you, Tube, in the book, right? That's kind of where I'm leaning. Well, there's pros of it, a backup platform. Cons, it's not growing. Right. I mean, if I was, you know, I don't know. I thank you for your opinion. Financially, Twitch doesn't make sense either because of the cut. Right. I know. The only thing that keeps me going there, like I said earlier, is the fact that I feel like there might be some people who may not get a notification. Thank you, Alvin. Who may not get a notification from another platform and only get it from Twitch. I don't know if that's the case though. It might even not be, you know, I don't know. To argue the backup platform, it really isn't because you get no views. So if the book fails, you have the tube. If the tube goes down, right. Yeah. That's true. Gotta love a clap point of view. The punk sticks, you knew exactly what you meant. Or what I meant. Dumbass. Well, there's, yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, I honestly feel like sometimes, like, just people seeing one viewer over there could possibly hurt my other channels because they're like, well, this guy sucks. He only has one viewer on this channel. But if I just have YouTube and Twitch, there's always viewers there. So I think people will grow because that is a fact that people do go, you know, it's the same thing what I was talking about with Twitch earlier, like the way, you know, Twitch, what I've been thinking about doing is taking Twitch a completely different direction and doing like just chatting streams and going on there, since I don't really care about what happens over there, going over there and really ranting sometimes and making it a rant channel, you know, making it like, right, exactly. Making it a rant channel, making it the place where I do all of my, like my walking streams. And I think what I would do to, you know, do the odd content over there, like play duck hunt in the basement or something like that. And I think I always have Streamlabs as an option to do over there too, you know, like if people want to donate but they don't want to use the bits, they can use, you know, Streamlabs or whatever. Yeah, I think that's what I'm leaning towards, is just doing rant content over there or offline content or something. I don't know, just cell phone streams. It wouldn't even be every day. It would be just like, I don't know, like maybe pose an argument, you know, like I could probably be way more candid, way less, you know, like, you know, I don't know. Like I could possibly be less careful about what I, you know, talk about over there, you know, and really dig into some subjects sometimes, you know, I don't know. Okay, I think I'm gonna take a look at the map of this game really quick, and also look at demographic of it fact, Twitch, by a large majority of viewers, our streamers are under 35. That's true. You know, it's true. It's not really an old man's game over there. Apparently, we're Beavis and Butthead. We should party. And let me just try something here. Like, let me get rid of the, you know, the purple little scene here. Like that. Like, I don't know, that just looks cleaner, I think. Alright, well, to the one person watching on Twitch, come over to YouTube or Facebook. Goodbye. Yeah, I think I'm done going live over there for a little while, to be honest. I just ended over there, and like it matters anyway. Let's see here. Alright. I don't think I need to do anything else in this castle. I think it's all inverted castle from here. Fair enough. Thanks, Schwags. I'd rather have you on the tube anyway. I think, you know, people like you. They'd rather talk to you anyway. You're a retro streamer which can promote more mature program, which really isn't for Gen Z folks. Sorry, Punks and Johnny. Just well, I don't think Johnny is a Gen Z. Johnny's I think Johnny and Punk are our age. Oop, I wanted to go to the teleporter. The punk sticks. I knew you were aiming at me, punky buddy. Alvin, thank you again for the stars, good sir. You freaking rock, man. I'm a millennial as well. Yeah, Johnny's 43, 44 in November. Yep. So Johnny's our age. Hey, Debbie, welcome in. Oh my gosh, I'm such a dumbass. I need to go up here and down. Oh yeah, you know what? You're an awesome younger millennial, Jessica, that's for sure. If they aren't, then proves my point that the tube and the book are more, yeah. Yep, that's true. Johnny baby. Yep, no, that's true. Again, accurate. All right, I can close this chat too. Here we go. One more. I was raised by Gen X and Boomers, which sort of... Oh, sure, absolutely. It really does, Jessica, absolutely. Yeah, Kyle Haley's about your age, I think. And if you guys want an avatar, all you got to do is hop over to the tube for a minute. You know, you can get an avatar over there, by the way. Just putting that out there for anybody who does want an avatar, but they're not working for the book. I put a really funny "I miss you" meme on Stream Avatar's Discord page today, like Will Ferrell pouncing at the window saying, "I miss you." But then I also said, just kidding, good luck you guys. Hopefully everything gets fixed soon, because the devs over there are really cool. I really hope they get it fixed soon. I'm a boomer and damn proud of it, and as you should be. My parents are boomers. Boomers are awesome. I mean, as you notice, Debbie, you get a lot of respect around here, you know? So we're all big fans. Boom, 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 boom. All right, we are in the inverted castle. Everything starts over. The whole map, everything. Now there's new bosses, new enemies. Everything is upside down. Man, I did not want to lose that. You did. I was raised by my grandma, and she be telling me her interesting stories, especially when she talks to her closest friend on her phone. That's awesome. Trip has been fantastic. We are currently on Cat Island, making our way down to the Virgin Islands. Just make sure they stay that way, Fat Clat. Right meow, Fat. Vampires, Master of Darkness. No, I can't say I've ever played that. We dropped our sail for a couple hours and just let the current drift us while my kids were swimming. Did a spearfishing to catch our lunch. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Did you bring Brittany with you? Because I heard Britney Spears. Oops. I did it again. I told a bad joke. That is so cool. And I don't think I've ever played that, Josh. Dadded that. Yes. I wish ADD. I would have. I would do it again while having some more. Dude. There's like rumors of her essentially, allegedly being like multiple personality. Because there's like a video of her like speaking British essentially. There's a whole, I saw a short video the other day about someone saying that she maybe it was just bullshit. Could have been total BS. But possible. Madonna did that? Interesting. Maybe she was just, I don't know, tired of living in a material world. Interesting. Oh, not you. No. Oh my gosh. I need to find the... There's eventually a move, an upgrade that you get that turns... she needs a holiday... a holiday off, right? Seriously. Here we go. We're gonna make sure and just get this big ass area first, all uncovered. That's crazy how there's been stories of people who like were knocked out and then or pronounced DED and then DEAD and then came back and started speaking a different language for a minute. Just nuts. Hey, Miss Debbie, said Ashley. Man, the stream really lit up for Mario Brothers. That was crazy. This should unlock that. I've already done this, okay. I just need to wait a second. No. You sent a ninja dono? What? I don't see a dono. Was it a jewel or a diamond? I mean, or a jewel? Hi, Ivana. Oh, you know, I did. I responded to you. I didn't know if you, yes, I did. Thank you so much. I did. And I felt bad that I had just ended. And I'm like, oh, man. You know, because I really appreciated that. Thank you. Yes, I did catch that. Yep, and then you wrote, I gotcha. Well, thanks for listening to me rant, everybody. Ooh, a library card. Having the gas cloud is the best thing you can have in this game. Basically, you can hit enemies without being hit. Crazy. Turn into a big fart. Ooh, what's this? The lightning mail? Pretty shocking to find that. Might as well wear the topaz circlet. Ooh, excuse me. That was a very weird sudden hiccup. You guys ever have those? I tried to have them on camera, but I did. When I think about you. Oh, first boss here. Ah. Punch that bat in the face. Ooh, the Ring of Blood. I'm glad I found the Ring of Blood. What does that do? The Ring of Ares, the Ring of Blood. The Ring of Blood. Where are you? Oh. Oh, I see. Is it something I... Oh, it doesn't make any sense if it's an item here. Where is it? Where's it at? Oh, that was a pendant area. But no, it still doesn't matter. Hey, 50 stars from Ivana, thank you.
Ivana Rushenko has donated 50 stars and says, I'm worried about my uncle. He's obsessed with owning every Beatles album on vinyl. He needs help.
I'm worried about my uncle. He's obsessed with owning every Beatles album on vinyl. He needs help. Woman face palming emoji. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji. Playful face emoji.
Oh, that was it. Wait a minute. Oh, I got the Ring of Vlad, but where's the Ring of Ares now? That's funny, Ivana. Thank you. I mean, that doesn't make any sense where it's at. Why can't I find this thing anywhere? Is it a, oh, is it a spell? Is it a relic? It is. All right. Well, that's why I couldn't find it then. Ah. Debbie says, hey, Jody. I wonder why there's no music in this area. Like, there's supposed to be music in this area, right? Oh, here it is. Oh gosh. Bro was silent walking. You're hilarious. That was funny. That was pretty perfect. That was funny. Bro was silent walking. So Debbie, you want to hear the newest thing Gen Z is doing and saying now? It hurts my head just to think about it. Of course. Okay, so this is gonna be a weird question to ask Grandma, but Debbie, do you know what raw dogging is? Oh my god, it's so bad. I felt dirty asking that. Oh my god. Oh Lord. Oh my god. I'm waiting for the answer. Love the duck. Oh, well, here we go. Oh my god, I can't with that one. Oh my god. I think she's recovering. She might answer soon. Like she fell out of her chair like an anime person. Like what the fuck? Why are you asking me this? No, anyway. Oh my gosh. Yeah, don't go, Grandma. But it's a serious question. It really is. It's a serious question. Because it leads to what I'm about to say about Gen Z. Oh my gosh, it's taking Grandma a really long time to answer and I'm getting nervous. I hope she knows that I'm trying to tell her a fact about something that Gen Z has
Joshua
adopted and is
Peppers
trying
has
to say.
donated 50 stars and says, I need some raw dogging for my arthritis.
Oh my gosh.
I need some raw dogging for my arthritis.
Alright, Debbie, are you still with us? Or are you flabbergasted at what I asked? Because I know it leads to my point. I'm not just trying to ask something gross. I promise. Okay, you've answered twice now? No, it hasn't showed anything. I'm sorry, no, it really hasn't. Let me refresh. Okay, there are your okay, Debbie, it wasn't showing your two answers. I'm so sorry. It said I can only imagine, and then just say it. I've seen it all. I've done it all. Okay, fair enough. Okay, I didn't see those. I'm so sorry. Did anyone see her answers? Because I didn't. So Debbie, they've adopted it to where now they're saying that raw dogging is going on a flight with no electronics, or putting your shoes on with no socks. They say you're raw dogging your shoes, or you're raw dogging a flight by going on a flight with no electronics. Insane. Like that's what they're saying it means now. That's what they're trying to say that it means. That it means to go with no electronics, which is just absolutely ridiculous. You didn't see the answers either. Yeah, your comments didn't populate for some reason, but not your fault, Debbie, of course. But it's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, that's the newest thing. They're saying that raw dogging is going on a flight with no electronics, or wearing shoes without socks. It's just so dumb. Like they really need to look up definitions. Not at all what I had in mind. It doesn't make any sense, right? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. No, it doesn't. It's so stupid. It's like naming. It's like what they did with naming walking without any kind of phone. Silent walking. Like no, it's just, at that point it's just called walking. Oh my gosh, it just I just don't. Oh man, it just yeah, you're nature walking, right? You're nature walking. That's literally what it's called. Taking a nature walk. It already has a name. They're taking things that already has names, and they're just trying to give it new meanings, which is just, oh my gosh. Why does everything have to have a title, right?
Kyle Klett has donated 50 stars and says, so by that logic, if I take my dogs for a walk where I don't wear socks with my shoes, technically, dogging. Dog.
So by that logic, if I take my dogs for a walk where I don't wear socks with my shoes, I am technically raw dogging my dog. Ha 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 ha.
We have a Gen Z in here because someone named Nemovi is saying, sorry, man, both of those things make sense. No, they don't. And even if they do make sense, like silent walking, it's stupid. You don't need to take something that people have been doing for millions of years and call it something different because Gen Z thinks that everything they do is new and no one's done it before. No, sorry, Nemobi. They may make sense, but that doesn't make them dumb. But the raw dogging thing doesn't make any sense. Also, like the home cafe thing, some of it may make sense, but whether it makes sense or not is they're stupid. That's the thing. It's stupid. It's needless. No, but thank you for, you know, you're 40. Okay. No, they sensical or not. The last one doesn't make sense. Raw dogging, you know, a flight. That doesn't make sense. No, they effing don't, right? No. Raw dogging has only ever meant without protection. So you're proving my point. So if you're going on a flight with no electronics, that's not going on a flight without protection. You're just going on a flight with no electronics. So it's not, you're not, what are you raw dogging at that point? Are you agreeing with me or are you disagreeing with me? I'm confused at this point. You're not really making your answer is kind of confusing. Like, are you agreeing or are you disagreeing? Are you saying that you agree with the terms that Gen Z has made up, like silent walking? Just curious. I think you just proved my point without proving my point. You said raw dog has only ever meant without protection, so you just agreed with me, I think, is what you're saying. Chris. I just asked my daughter, who is Gen Z, what raw dogging was. I didn't want to hear the answer. Oh my gosh. Like, Dad, what kind of show are you watching? Oh man. All right, let's check out how strong this sword is. The Knuckle Duster. Look at the name of this weapon. They knew what they were doing. The old Knuckle Duster. That's the fake Alucard sword. Wow, that sword is weak. I need to sell some of this stuff. Nemo isn't answering now. So if you go on a flight with no electronics, doesn't that make for a long, boring flight? Aren't they just hurting themselves? I'm so confused. Well, right, and I don't understand how that's like raw dogging the flight. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'm disagreeing with you. If you are If you raw dog a flight, you are doing it without things that would make it safe for or comfortable. If you went without a blanket or headphones, yeah, but the problem is that word already has meaning. Okay, just because you can no, sorry, no, it's not protection to go on a flight. It's not going on a flight without protection to go on a flight without electronics. No, I'm sorry. No. I mean, I can see where you're coming from, but no. That's not what it means at all.
Ivona Rashenko has donated 50 stars and says Sally loves it when the DD talks about raw dogging.
You can't just take words and decide you're going to call it something else, especially when it's something like that. Like, that's the problem with Gen Z, is they can't think of anything new themselves, and so they just take things that already exist and call them something else to make
Sally
it feel
loves
like
it when
made
ADD talks
else.
about raw dogging. Ha 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 ha
That's the
ha ha ha
problem.
ha 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 ha
Like, it
ha
already has
ha.
meaning.
Woman face palming emoji, rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
Like a dead set meaning. So you can like, I can understand where you're coming from on the fact that you think that, but no, it doesn't make it right. Just because you think that doesn't make it true and doesn't make what they've said sensical. It is nonsensical to take something that has a meaning like that and to try to make it something else. No. Learn history before you think you're inventing something. That's the issue right there, is they think they're inventing things. They think they're making something new by calling it silent walking when before 1980, everyone, or before when cell phones were invented in 1980, and cell phones weren't even that prevalent then, you know, just because something doesn't make sense to you doesn't mean that it doesn't make sense. So no, this collectively doesn't make sense. It's not just to me, it's to a mass majority of people that using the term raw dogging for something else, like going on a flight, that doesn't make sense. You're taking a word that already has meaning, well-known meaning, disgusting meaning, not disgusting meaning, because, you know, we all, you know, but no, sorry. You can disagree, you're allowed to disagree, but it doesn't make you correct. Yeah, you did just prove the point, Nemo. That's true. Hey, thank you.
Kyle Klett has donated 50 stars and says I can't wait for Gen Z to take the work bareback and say that's cooking your mom a healthy
I
breakfast.
can't wait for Gen Z to
Thursday.
take the work bareback and say that's cooking your mom a healthy breakfast for Mother's Day. Ha 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 ha.
I don't think you're 40 either, Nemo. I think you're a Gen Z and you're a Gen Z in sheep clothing. I said sheep, not cheap. Going on a flight without electronics. You can't just because it means unprotected in one sense doesn't mean you can start using it in another sense that doesn't make sense. No, it does not make sense. They don't call it bareback. They don't call Nookie with no condominium bareback. Like, they don't, I mean, you know, someone may have jokingly referred to that, but that's not what it means. Like, raw dog is totally different than bareback. You're just trying to, you're making a point again that doesn't really make sense. No. Nope. And you can see that majority of people in this chat don't agree.
Kyle Klett has
And your next
donated
step is
50
probably gonna be
stars
to
and
discredit
says
that
it's
because
going to be
you're
like,
probably
hey
gonna
guys,
talk
about
how
to raw
few people
dog
are
this
in the
flight
chat.
to visit my mother so I can bareback her for Mother's Day.
You are very much reaching. very, very, very heavily reaching. But once again,
It's going to be like, hey guys, I'm about to raw dog this flight to visit my mother so I can bear back her for Mother's Day.
See, I knew that. Look, I called it out, guys. I called it out that his next argument was going to be to discredit the amount of people I have in here. I knew it. Didn't I just call that out? Dude, totally called that out. You're so predictable. I literally just called that out. That you were going to say that next. So, again, your argument falls flat. Again. Just because you agree with it. You know, there are people out there that agree with lots of things that aren't... No, I didn't make an appeal to authority. No. Make an appeal to authority would be like saying, you don't have a college degree, so you can't... You don't have a college degree. That would be like if you're in an argument with someone about economics and you just say, you don't have an economics degree, so you can't know. No, that's not true. You're using that term wrong yet again. Using an argument from authority is telling someone that they don't have the credentials to know better. Like that's a lot. That's a tactic that people use. No. So what you're doing is you are discrediting. You know, if there were 12 people standing behind me and there were 12 people standing behind you, that would be a lot of people. But again, I told you immediately that you were going to discredit the what I'm saying because there's only 13 people in here. That doesn't matter. The majority of the world, look it up. There's millennial and late millennial and Gen X creators making all kinds of content about this, that the whole raw dogging thing is dumb. But anyway, I don't believe you that you're 40, and neither does the chat, because I don't think that anybody who is late millennial or cusp kid or Gen X or even early millennial is going to agree with that. You know, you can go have a... Okay, so once again, the amount of people doesn't matter. You're just discrediting. And yes, absolutely. So here's the thing: is it still doesn't make sense, no matter how much you want to say it does. But anyway, it's really stupid. And the mass majority of people do agree that it's really dumb. But once again, don't believe that you're 40. I think you're probably in your 20s or maybe your 30s or something like that. You know, early 30s. No, that word has a very clear meaning, and you can't just take it and make it mean something else just because you want to. You know, that's not how it works. Oh, I don't believe you. But anyway, have a good night, man. Take care. Yep. I'm just one of the 13 who really thinks it's dumb. Man. And now there's 17. So would he agree more now that there's 17? I don't know whether he agrees or not. There's always going to be people who disagree, and that's fine. It made for good conversation. I don't mind a little disagreement. Doesn't make him a bad person. At least he wasn't rude about it, you know, but he did start going down that path because I knew that the next step he was going to do was discredit the amount of people that were watching. That's typically the next step of someone who doesn't really have anywhere to go with their argument. Yeah, well, more than likely, and it's not a bad thing, but more than likely he was Gen Z. Now that was a neat way to fight this guy. That's Grant, by the way. You guys know Grant? Or maybe it wasn't, but it looked like it. The Punk Sticks is the rawest of dogs. There's a lot of bosses in this. Punky, nobody asked you. Gen Z trollish now. Yeah, he might not have been Gen Z. Can I play Comic Zone? So you want me to, like, just curious, you want me to stop the game I'm playing right now and play Comic Zone? Is that what you're asking? I'm just curious. I mean, it's a great game, but I'm just curious if that's what you're asking, or if you're asking me if I can play that sometime. Thank you again, Fat Clat, and everybody for the donos. Gen Z is such a lost generation. They are pretentious and self-righteous with their self-serving behavior and their hyper-awareness for social justice and cancel culture. I blame the influencers using social media as a digital echo chamber. I am just glad my daughter is out of the norm of this generation. Yes, I agree with that, absolutely. Another thing, they've actually proven statistically that this generation is one of the first generations that has not exceeded their predecessor generation in intelligence. That is one thing that most generations have done, is they have, what's the word? In school, Gen X did better than the boomers, and then millennials did better than Gen X. It's always been the last generation, and we want that, the parents want the next generation to be smarter, to be smarter than them. But this is one of the first generations where academically, that generation is behind the generation prior, and that's scary. Like, they don't have the cognitive function that we did, as well as the common sense and the street smarts, man. And it's just like, I blame musical chairs, I'm just kidding, but here's why I blame musical chairs. I remember one of the jokes with musical chairs was to make everybody feel better and no one loses. There's as many chairs as there are people. That was a big joke for a while, but yeah. Common sense isn't common anymore. No, that's so true. Maybe they should teach kids what we learned in school, right? Participation trophies plays a huge role in this too. Yes, for sure, absolutely. That's why I was joking about musical chairs, because basically there's no losers. The whole No Child Left Behind thing was the stupidest thing you could ever do. Like don't make them feel bad if they don't pass. No, you know what? If Johnny doesn't pass first grade, no offense, Johnny. If Johnny doesn't pass first grade, he doesn't fucking pass first grade, Like, you get your ass out there and you find that fucking dog, Yeah, that was always a fear of mine when I was in school. But I did have to repeat a grade. I had to repeat half of senior year. So I was a super senior. But I still graduated. Oh, also too, technology. Learning on a tablet, not actually writing things down, pen to paper. You know what is so great is the school that hey, what's up, Salty? The school that my kids go to, they still teach cursive. My kids learned how to tell time on an analog clock. Like, they still teach old curriculum, man. They still do lots of pen to paper. So luckily the school I just take a walk in the dark. Taking a walk in the dark can be fun. Did you know there's a game on Steam called A Dump in the Dark? No, if you're going to argue that much for Gen Z terms at 40, I don't know, man. I had to repeat 10th grade and I had to repeat senior year and I dropped out instead of doing my 6th year. Dude, yeah, I mean, that'd be rough. Oh my gosh, that's another thing that they made up was 6-7. Like, and you know, here's the thing about the Generation 2 is Millennials and Gen X had words that we still use today. Tight, dope, you know, right on. As if, you know, freaking what's another, give me examples of, you know, like radical, or, you know, people still say radical, people still say, you know, let's see here, trying to think of, I'm blanking right now, but a lot of terms have already come and go. Like I've heard so many terms come and go already from, you know, let me just refresh real quick because it's so hard to think about right now. Let's see. Millennial slang. Okay, so adulting. People definitely still use adulting. Hangry. Hangry is a great one. Ghosting. Ghosting is a great one. People still use ghosting, you know. Lit. That is freaking lit. That makes sense. You know, it makes sense. On fleek, I hated that one. Let's see, goals, you know, obviously that, you know, Bay, I hated Bay. I hate YOLO. So some of the Gen Z slang, or millennial slang is okay. Let's see, what is Gen X slang? Gag me with a spoon, take a chill pill. People still say take a chill pill, chill, you know. Grody to the max was dumb though. Psych, people still say psych. Dude, people still say dude. Everyday staples, bogus, whatever. Rad, bitchin', you know. Let's see here. Yeah, take a chill pill, cool beans, gnarly, you know. Headbanger, banger, you know. Let's see. Grody, actually you still use Grody. Heinous, yuppie, booyah, people still say booyah. Buggin', you know. Bummer, buzzkill, you know, that's a new, buzzkill was a new word, you know. A lot of those are clutch, you know, obviously, like, but that, I don't know, like obviously they're at least the one, like we didn't take a word that, you know, had an explicit meaning and try to make it into something like, for, you know, like, well, I'm gonna go in my car with no radio, I'm raw dogging my car ride, you know. It just I don't know. I think my problem with it is a lot of them are so dumb. Oh shizzle, who doesn't say fo shizzle? In fact, my daughter will go on a date with her brothers and will go spend money in a bookstore rather than do anything social media wise. That's amazing. Corinne is typically on a book instead of social media. Old biddy. I love the music to this level. Kyle Haley, welcome in. I think that's a lot of my problem with it, is a lot of it just doesn't make sense. Full circle, yes. Look, it's old school R2D2. Poser. That's a Canadian word. I never really heard hoser until, you know, I had a bunch of Canadian friends. Don't be sorry about being late. I'm glad you're here either way, dude. I'm glad you're here, Kyle. Hoosier. Yes. You know, Gen Z isn't dumb. They unfortunately don't know any better because of what we have allowed in society. Them to get that away with because we are afraid as a whole to... So true. Oh my gosh, yeah, so true. Yeah. Yeah, that's well said too. Someone at work said wicked awesome. Wicked awesome. I've heard people say that before. I've said that before. That's wicked awesome. It's not relative, it's just lazy BS, but I agree with you there. But at least the slang words you just read off made sense. Raw dogging made no sense. Right, exactly. And I think one of the reasons it makes no sense is because the original term is just, you know, it's not gross because obviously, you know, I mean, you know, I make babies. But anyway. Brilliant. Brilliant. Did you know who else coined a lot of words? How do you like them apples? William Shakespeare made a shit ton of words, man. Working hard or hardly working. Now, when they say an outfit for clubbing, what? I don't understand, Jessica. These nuts. I heard faux shizzle, and that made me think of a funny joke about what Snoop Dogg does when it's raining. What is he? What does Snoop Dogg use an umbrella for? Oh, drizzle. Or what does Snoop Dogg wash his clothes in? Bleach. 112. I think if we're going to get over to Call of Duty, I should probably do that pretty soon. I've unlocked a pretty good portion of this map tonight. That's a great movie, Kyle. Oh my gosh. Jessica isn't wrong. That is a new slang term being used. C-U-N-T-Y? Really? I'm not saying she's wrong. I'm just saying I don't understand it. Now when they say an outfit for clubbing, they like it's a good thing? Like they say it's runty? Like it's a good thing? Zombies. Oh my gosh. So like now being C-U-N-T-Y is like a good thing? Man, I tell you what, like if you would have told you don't tell a Gen X that they're looking that or a millennial or whatever, because they're gonna take it how it means. It's a mean thing. That was like that was like something that, you know, the C word. You know, like that's what we called it. We called it the C word. You don't break out the C word. Oh man, wow. Oh man, I always hated clubs anyway. Oh my gosh, I'm getting hit so hard by these enemies. If I get hit one more time, I am DED. Yeah, right. Oh, for real. I got 4 library cards. I should go to the library in this game before I don't have a chance to anymore. I have 4 pot roasts. Deal. All I can think of is that Terminator 2 meme. We're not gonna make it here. We're not gonna make it, are we? Humans, I mean. That's funny. We don't break for the C or the T word unless you're across the pond. Hey, dude, take care. Take care, Jody. Just zombies tonight. You've been organizing and throwing away trash? That can most certainly... Oh, where do I use the meal ticket? I forget. That can most certainly make you sweaty, Andy. I don't know, Margot.
Young Master Alucard.
How about this? How about this?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All he lets me sell is gems? Oh.
How about this?
Like and subscribe. Great movie. Easy money. Let's see here.
How about this?
What? Wow. Fire boomerang? Oh. Huh. Oh, it's a use weapon. I see. That's no wonder they're so strong. Joseph cloak. That's probably a really good item. Wolf charge. Can I have that? A gauntlet. Attack +5. Should I get the Cloak of Joseph or the Gauntlet? What is the Gauntlet? I guess it won't take me much to get that back. I'm curious about what this Gauntlet is. Where are you? Oh, was it not a... Later, Jody. Reminds me of the RE4 sales game. Johnny 5 Punk Sticks, do you want to do Call of Duty, or are you just gonna keep, or you guys want to keep playing GTA? Where's the gauntlet? Was that not? Oh, I see. Okay, cool. I'll buy a gauntlet for $1. I'd buy that for $1. Oh wow, it took me back here. I thought I would be able to go to the library in the I didn't know it would do that. I thought it would take me to the library in the inverted castle. Ah, okay, I thought I was going to have to go back. What's up, Chris? Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Damn it, dead end. Ah, here we go. Okay, I'm not too far. This game's music is so pretty. Okay, I gotta go this way to go down. I guess I'll just keep playing this for a little while here. I'm trying not to think about food. Here we go. All right, now he's got to fly up to the tower. The credit scene music in Far From Home sounds like the Zelda soundtrack. I've never seen that movie. Oh man, let's see here. All right. I'd buy that for $1. Ah, man, you are a bot, Hassan. Goodbye. Chris Frederick, it's nothing personal. By the way, I don't like the Celine Dion screen. I'm sorry. I'm not going to use that one. Not to be a turd. You can have that one. You can have your credit back, essentially, for that screen. But I gotta say, keep in mind that out of all the screens you've created, 99% of them have been hilarious and awesome. That's the only one I've ever said, you know, no, not that one, you know? There's a few reasons. First off, I kind of hate Celine Dion's music. Secondly, I'm afraid to use really big artists, especially like partial music, even seconds of a music video. But every other screen you've come up with has been brilliant. Here we go. Oh no, it's not lunchtime at all. Yeah, Disney is something I don't like using for screens. That scares me. And music videos. What kind of music do I like? I listen to a lot of yodeling. I like anything with a good yodel. Wow, I think you're the first I've heard come out and say you don't like Celine Dion. Really? Like I'm the only person you've ever heard say they don't like Celine Dion. I think like ever, right? I mean, you know, with or without Celine Dion, my heart will go on, you know. No, I don't want any Celine Dion screens, please. I never cared for her stuff along with Jennifer Lopez, but I call the green guys that fire spikes balls in Mario 3 J-Lo. Oh my gosh. Celine was looking skeletal thin last time I saw her, heard about. Yeah, unfortunately. I believe she has something really bad, unfortunately. And it's due to certain circumstances that are not good either. I don't know, allegedly. I'm afraid so. I heard people making, yeah. No, I don't feel bad. I mean, you know, you didn't say anything terrible. Oh. Hold on. Oh, man. That's awful. Let's see here. Hey, did you look up My Heart Will Go On? Play it on a recorder? No. I've heard it before in short, funny videos. It sounds terrible. No. Andy, no offense, no surprise there, buddy. That you know. I think I heard it. It's the one in the Gordo. Gordo's already made it. I don't know, man. Let's see here. This one. Yeah, I don't really understand. I'm you know, okay, so once again, I want to make this very clear that Chris has made some awesome screens. Like this one, and 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 this one.
What was that ruckus?
And this one. Made some amazing screens. But I don't know what's funny about the Celine Dion one. Maybe I'm missing what's funny about it. I don't know. But you made amazing screens. Like, I think you're batting 1,000 because there's like basically like out of 35 screens that you've turned in, I've disliked one. That's a good record. That's a good track record. When I was younger, what did I like for music? Oh, I was very into country when I was in my early teens. I liked Garth Brooks a lot. I listened to when I ordered from Columbia House the 13 CDs for a penny when I was 13. I got, of course, Nirvana and you know, I got Foo Fighters and the Replacements and No Doubt. I was very much into like what was, you know, popular back then, pretty much, you know. But then you grow up and you start, you know, like I got very into Stained in my 20s and Breaking Benjamin and okay, I'm not ready to search this area yet. I guess we're not playing Call of Duty tonight, which is okay because it's starting to get too late for Call of Duty at this point. I don't want to be up past 2. Oh man, I love that. I love their music, but that's okay. I mean, you know, you can have bad taste if you want. I mean, you can have your own opinion, Jessica. I'm just kidding. No, 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 no. Damn it. No. I didn't want to use a library card. I was just trying to fucking use my jewel knuckles. Damn it. Oh, yeah. Oh, I still like all kinds of different music. You know, I love country music now, but I like old country music, you know, like nostalgic country music, basically. Yeah, hair metal bands were great back in the day, you know. And Poison had some great songs and freaking, old country. Oh, yeah, 90s country's so good. You know, I got really tired of mid-2000s country because everybody kept singing about on a dirt road. I'm just sitting on a dirt road, hold my poop cause I ate too many beans. Everything was about sitting on a dirt road in the mid 2000, like the 2010s. That was like one of the most popular lines in a country song. I mean, dude, Shania Twain, she still looks amazing. Man, you oh, crazy. Yo, dude, so bad. So bad, Jessica, I agree. I'm trying to catch every comment too. If I don't catch every comment, I do apologize. I'm really trying. ADD got his country music taste by sneaking down into the family room at 2 a.m. and turning on the scrambled. Oh, I did that, Fat Clat. I'm not going to deny that. We had satellite TV, and I would totally try to switch back and forth to get a scrambled, you know, a scrambled view for 2 seconds. Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yes, I definitely did that. Man. Yeah, George Strait. Well, man, then in like, so we always had big satellite. We always had the big, ugly satellite. But then in like 2020, no, not 2020. I guess like around 2004 or 5, we finally got like DirecTV. We had DirecTV for a long time. We all had DirecTV in our room. That was cool. Everybody having cable in their room finally. I remember I was so jealous, man, when my friends had cable in every room, man. I remember that. That was like 1990, dude. Me and my buddies, we were watching, you know, USA Network, USA. We were watching USA on Friday the 13th, and there was nothing but Friday the 13th movies. One time my buddy, he brought down the movie Basic Instinct. We had no business watching that. Man. Yeah, I really like 90s country a lot, honestly. Like a lot of the songs. I am super super nostalgic for 90s country because I would go to construction sites with my dad all the time, and that's all they would listen to. And I remember one time it was me and my buddy Kenny, me and my cousin Kenny, Kyle, and Tony, and my sister, and we were all in the basement with, it was really cool because it was like, it was the concrete was finished in this big basement, but then you could see up into part of the unfinished subfloor and up into the second story and stuff like that. And we would roller skate just to, in circles, just to, we would rollerblade in circles to the music. That was so much fun. I had such good times going to construction sites with my dad, because my dad was always, my dad was a licensed electrician, but he also knew a thing or two about construction. So everyone in my family would get a hold of my dad for, for things like that. And now that I'm older, I realize that my dad's not around anymore, and we don't see any of my extended family anymore, because it seems like they really only gave a shit about what he could do for them. And they'd probably get mad at me for saying that. Well, he's my brother, we care about him. Well, then why don't you get a hold of any of us ever? Why do I feel like my cousins are all basically like, my cousins are all very wealthy, and we don't talk. It's crazy. Like, they don't message any of us. It's almost like they're in a different universe than we are. Like we're, I don't know. Not all of them are, but a lot of them are. I'm gonna go this way. Your brother's like that. Early 2000s were a disaster for us musically, rock-wise, but everyone has an opinion. You might be right, but I know you're wrong. I became a BS corporate trying to fill the gap of actual talent. Or it became. One person who fought against the music industry and did pretty well was Jared Leto. Even though I know there's a lot of bad things about Jared Leto, unfortunately. He does some stinkers of movies, but hey, hell yeah,
Johnny 5XXX has donated up 2.00 and says, still here, buddy.
Heck yeah, dude. Johnny, actually, I was trying to see if you guys wanted to play COD still, but I was asking like, probably about 20 minutes ago or so. So I don't know if I really have time to play it anymore tonight, which is not a big deal. But I'm going to be ending the stream here pretty soon so I can get offline and wake up early. Johnny is in fact alive. Let's see, here we go.
Is alive.
Annie, maybe? I guess my claim of being afraid of music videos doesn't really hold up too much. I think I contradicted myself there, because I do have the Annie Are You Okay video. I think I just don't like Celine Dion, so I apologize for that. That claim was bull. It didn't seem like bullshit at the time, but now that I think about it, it's like, I guess using music clips isn't that big of a deal. I just don't really like Celine Dion. But I guess maybe again, it's not what I like, it's what you like, because they're not my star screen, so maybe I should just use it. But I really don't like Celine Dion. Her music annoys me. Jared Leto is actually a phenomenal actor. Dallas, oh, he really is, absolutely. That's family for you. Not all family. That's true, Moses. You're right about that. Comcast days, he says too. It is what it is. I still love him. Would enjoy seeing him more if I could, but he's busy working since he has a daughter on the way due in November. Requiem for Dream. Yes, Requiem for Dream was amazing. Actually, haven't seen her in a while. Just a pop thing. It's cool. I'm caught up in GTA. Sounds good, dude. We'll work it out another night. I'm thinking about Sunday nights doing that game for a longer amount of time. My gosh. These enemies are the worst. You can respect the artist and not like their music. I think Celine Dion has an amazing voice, but I don't like. Yeah, I mean, for sure. Absolutely. I agree with that. There's people who I don't like their music, but I respect the artist. I get what you're saying with that. I'm not saying she's a bad person. I just don't like her music. But you know, here's what it is. You're right. That's very true, Clat. Also, 2 cents, the 80s and 90s were the best era for music in general. Oh yeah, no, for sure. 1000%. Oh my gosh, these little bastard enemies here. Those enemies are terrible. Well, Sunday night is a definite for Call of Duty then. Might even do it in the afternoon sometime, like after Retro. I think that'd be fun. Gosh darn it. Backlight, I always appreciate your 2 cents. I think you've pretty much uncovered this area. There's not... Oh, there is a little area I can go in down there. Do you guys see it? Do you see that little notch down there at the top? Like, basically, 9 o'clock from where I am? Or no, I guess it would be 11 o'clock from where I am, essentially. 11 o'clock from where I am? There's a notch. I love this music. Going to see Avenged Sevenfold in Good Charlotte on Saturday. That'll be really fun. Oh my gosh. Let's use some of these dumb healths. Oh yeah, 70s music was great too. There's a lot of bands that are still great from the 70s for sure. And 60s. Gosh. In September, my wife and I are seeing Uncle Cracker and Everclear. That would be fun. I am still living with your ghost. Lonely and dreaming of the West Coast. I don't wanna be your downtown. I love that band. But one of my favorite songs by that band is Father of Mine. Father of mine, tell me where have you been? You know, I just closed my eyes. That was actually one CD I could listen back to front. I listened to the entire CD, and it was really good. I used to know a girl, she had it. I forget how the song went. I wish I could go back. Da-da-da-da. Yeah, back in time. What was her name? Debbie used to be the type of girl that you would never leave. Yeah. She'd do anything to give me what I need for my disease. She'd do anything. I can hear them talking in the real world. I listened to that CD like crazy. You delivered Uncle Cracker an appliance? No shit. That's cool. Was it a butter knife? His basement bar. That's crazy. That's really cool. Hey, you know what's exciting? We've officially reached level 21 for the month, which is super duper exciting. It's the 30th. Man, it is. We have today, technically all day, next 20. I have 2 days. 2 days left in the month, man. Level 21. Oh, you know, I haven't seen Sublime, but I did see Sublime with Rome. Sublime with Rome was really good. But I have seen Sublime with Rome, which is still seeing Sublime, but not the same. There's 2 notches I haven't checked here. That's really cool, Chris. Those things are completely invincible. Right, for sure. For sure. The guy who's there now is just a voice to fill in. I'm sure they've made new stuff, but it's never going to be like it was. I did 280, just wasn't the same. Yeah, I mean, no, you and Moses are 100% correct. It's, and I know that. That's why, you know, it's, yeah. I don't agree with that at all. What do you not agree with? How dare you? And what is it? Right, right. That's what I'm saying. That's what we're saying. So you do agree with us, actually, because we are saying that Sublime with Rome is not as good as original Sublime with, you know, with what's his name? Like, Sublime with Rome is not as good as the original, is what we're saying. No, right. I'm on PTO vacation next week, off to Thailand for a while some, how how can you afford to go to Thailand? That's crazy. That's awesome. I was wondering. You had me confuddled, Chris. My gosh, this area is dangerous. Okay, what time is it? It is 1:50. I'm gonna start working my way towards No!
I had hoped that you might, but all for nothing.
Okay, so good news is the only thing I'm missing, it looks like, is that hallway, I guess. But boo. Okay. Bruh. All right. Well, that's okay. I don't mind doing that over the next time. I didn't lose an hour's worth. That'd have been, you know, like if I would have lost like all of my progress in the inverted castle, I'd probably be pretty mad. But that I'm not worried about. Bruh. Let's look at deals from Z to A. Zool. This was a terrible game. Dump bruh in here, bro. But it's funny sometimes. Ooh, love is what I got. I don't cry when my dog runs away. I don't get angry at the bills I have to pay. I don't get angry when my mom heard that song. It's like one time she's like, "No, I don't." Strong as I am, but I am only a man. Oh gosh. What a great song with a terrible, terrible message, man. Can't even really sing the song safely in here. Music in the 90s was wild. This is such a great game. I'm going to be on pretty early, hopefully. I'm going to shoot for 9 a.m. I'm going to be going to bed directly after this. Giving myself just a few minutes to look around the store. Oh, I loved Third Eye Blind. Do, 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 do. I always got Third Eye Blind confused with somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. Who was that? I ain't the smartest tool in the shed. Who was that? Who sang that? Smash Mouth. I always got Third Eye Blind confused with Smash Mouth. Fuel and Lit sounded very similar too. Yes. What is this? What is this? Oh my gosh, look at this game. What the fuck? Is this a VR game? Is this for real? Yeah, the 90s were just normal to us kids, man. Unmetal is fun, by the way, guys. I need to play this game sometime. It is a spoof of Metal Gear Solid. And it's supposed to be, it's really, really funny from what I played. 90s music, there was something for someone. Dude, if you go back and listen to a top 10 from the 90s, Matchbox 20 was a joke band? Dude, I loved Matchbox 20. What is this? What? Yeah, dude, Matchbox 20 was awesome. Isn't this like a 4-player co-op shooter and it actually turned out being terrible from what I remember? 1 player? Oh, online play option. Okay. The Wallflowers was good for sure. You know who else was good? Like one-hit wonder? Fastball. That song was so popular in '97. Where were they going without ever knowing the way? Anyone can see the road that we walk on is paved in gold. It's always summer, we never get cold. Yeah, Fastball was so good. I remember Semisonic. I wasn't... What did Semisonic sing? Didn't they sing Closing Time? I mean, of course, everybody loves Red Hot Chili Peppers. You know, that is... They're great. I guess not everybody loves them, but we all know, yeah, for sure. Semisonic sang Closing Time, right? Ben's Fold 5. I don't remember too much of what they sang. I've heard that Wallflower singer is Bob Dylan's son. I am not a fan of Pantera. Never have been. I have seen so many people just, I know I'm in the minority on this one, but I don't like Pantera. And that's okay. I'm not saying they're a bad band. I don't remember that song. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of. Not a fan of Pantera. I don't know. I also don't like Godsmack either. Not a fan of Godsmack, like, at all. I'm not the one who's so far away when I feel the snake bite after my veins. Hate that song. Yeah, no. You know, White Zombie I was never a fan of either. Their songs were okay. I could stand them more than Pantera. Dracula. Now, I will say though, White Zombie, Rob Zombie makes some amazing movies, dude. I like his movies better than I like his music. I like it a lot. Hey, Niall. Are you in denial? I ran into Pantera's drummer in LA at the Rainbow just after his brother was shot. Oh no. Oh gosh. That's crazy. I'm thinking about playing Oblivion in the morning. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go play. Yep, I think I'm going to play Oblivion tomorrow morning. I'm going to start bringing that back. For a long time, I thought I was going to do nothing but open world games in the morning and call it open world mornings. By the way, I want to say this. Chris Frederick is an amazing moderator. And Chris, I'm sorry if you didn't appreciate me saying out loud that I didn't like the Celine Dion screen. I didn't mean to like call that out there on screen. I would probably tell anybody that. If they submitted a screen that I wasn't, you know, I would just tell them in stream, be like, hey, I didn't really care for that one. Can you pick another one? And I think I've done that before with someone else too. But I hope you didn't take that as like disrespectful. I really do. I didn't mean it in a disrespectful way. I'm just not a fan of Celine Dion. Okay, cool. I would never want to be disrespectful to any viewer. I was reading Fallout 5 is going to take place in New Orleans. That's cool. What's this? Week. That'll come in handy when I play Village again. Guys, should I start with Resident Evil 0 on my Resident Evil excursion? What do you guys think? Because I want to try to go through every single Resident Evil at night. I have a stupid humor. Sometimes it works. Just appreciate your time for sure. And you know, again, I can't point out enough how many awesome screens that you have made. Can't point that out enough. A lot of you have made some amazing screens. Hey, dude. Take care, Moses. Always appreciate you joining, man. Have a good one. Those are all rumors and speculations, Bethesda's keeping a very tight lid. The only thing they have released is it's in production. Yeah, Asha Sharma has been lighting a fire under their bum. They've also released the fact that Obsidian will be working on Fallout 5 with them, and that's good because Obsidian is the one who made Fallout New Vegas with Bethesda. So that's a very good thing. Do you see the name of this game here? Silent Evil Dead Horror Syndrome. What the hell? Oh, of course, it's just a generic. Oh, yeah. Oh, everything looks the same. Survival Evil Horror Syndrome. Okay. Might as well call it really bad scary game. Serious Sam collection. Oblivion in the morning. Oh, pardon me. RoboCop Rogue City is something I want to play here soon too. A silent walking horror something. If anyone's ever looking for an old school GTA experience, this game right here, Retro City Rampage, is an old school GTA style game. Though Florida, Alabama, Louisiana would be a great setting for real. I agree. Power Slave. I know Fat Clat's told me about that one. All right. I'm almost done looking here. I've scrolled through a lot. And I'm not really seeing anything. I'm just looking for fun. Huh. Like an open world game? All right, everybody. I'm gonna go. Yep, I'm getting there too. Have a good night, Steven. Take care, Chris Frederick. Have a good one. Johnny 5, take care, Andy. Take care, Herbal Dragon, and Punk Sticks, and Stephen Parker, and Fat Clat, and Moses, and Brian Kinross, and everybody who's here. I'm gonna run around in some Oblivion in the morning, so if you guys are here, I'll see you then. If not, not a big deal. I'll see you guys either afternoon or tomorrow night. Good night, Andy Watson. Good night, Debbie. You guys take care. Don't go raw dogging any flights or anything. See you guys later. Thanks for watching.